50 years ago, the nation lost one of its greatest civil rights leaders when the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was shot and killed in Memphis, Tennessee on April 4th, 1968. As the country commemorates the anniversary of King's assassination, the Times spoke with Cape Cod community members about the state of race relations and civil rights here. They also discussed what MLK would say about our society if he were alive today, and what communities can do to ensure his messages of inclusion carry on.
You can't stop talking about racial issues until race is absolutely obsolete.
Jesse Barboza and his brother Andre are lifelong Cape Codders and have worked with other community leaders to promote a healthy dialogue about race, particularly in Barnstable. But the millennials say one thing is certain: racism still exists on the Cape and Islands. They pointed to an incident in early March where someone tagged the African Meeting House on Nantucket with a racial slur and phallic symbol as a, quote, ugly reminder of the mindset that can still exist. The Barbozas are also concerned with how people use the cloak of anonymity on social media to spew hate speech.
The things that these people are saying are obviously ridiculous, and they're hurtful. But, to know that type of hatred and you're still alive that is alarming.
Race relations is, you kind of got to change the narrative. You got to, if you're seeing things one side and you don't really have any relationships other than what you see on TV, you're going to form an opinion that may not be the truth.
But progress has been made on the Cape, said the Barbozas. They highlighted the success of the Unity Day event that they created a few years ago, which provides an opportunity for police officers and the community to interact in a relaxed, fun environment. The Cape needs more of these events, they said, and schools, too, must take the lead in promoting diversity.
Obviously, it's probably more diverse than it's ever been right now. But I give a lot of credit to at least for us, the Barnstable public school system in the promotion of diversity. I think example that comes to mind is, when they split up the two middle schools back when we were there, it was Hyannis and Marston's Mills. And, easily demographically, they could have taken everyone from Austerville and Marston Mills and Katuitt and put them in the Marston's Mills Middle School and kept everyone in Hyannis at the Hyannis Middle School. And what they did is they mixed it up, and we went to different schools with people from different backgrounds, and we've developed some great relationships, some best friends for lives.
Compared to the rest of the country, we're above par for most of the country. I'll tell you that right now. Right. But with race relations, it's kind of a thing where we can't forget how far we've come, because we have made great progress, and that's thanks to people like my mother, my grandfather Walter Barboza, Jonathan Reed, Joe DeLuce, Miss Eugenia Fords, Deborah Dagwan. Yes. People like that in our community have brought us a long way. This is a topic that has to be discussed. Public forums, we need education in schools. We can't get complacent just because we're not as bad as other parts of the country, or when it comes to race relations, we have to be proactive. We can't sit back and wait for our Ferguson.
On a recent spring afternoon at the Hyannis home of Dolores DeLuz, community leaders of color who have witnessed the evolution of civil rights on the Cape gathered to share their perspectives. All four of them participated in the 1965 march led by Dr. King from Roxbury to downtown Boston, where he delivered a speech on the Boston Common.
I did march with Martin Luther King when I was a teenager. We marched with him in Boston, and Dr. King would have loved the young kids coming out and marching, because we were young. We were 13, 14 years old at the time, and he would have loved that.
As children of the dream, what do people want for us? They wanted us to have a better life than they did. They wanted us to have more opportunities. And to take that a step further, what did we want for the next generation behind us? We wanted them to do better than we did. From an economic point of view, are people doing better now than they were doing before? Or are they still doing the same? Those are the kind of other things Dr. King would like to see improved, where the quality of life is better now than before. Yes, there are new medicines, there are new cures, but the economic base is still not there yet.
Yeah. There were those people or groups that would like to do a reverse, turn things around, bring it back to 57 and bring it back beyond that. So we really have to be more involved because of that too.
Absolutely.
We see it right out there, and
Right.
it's on social media, it's on television.
They tried everything in the world to take the voting, go back to making it difficult for people to vote again. I mean, we already did that once. And it seems like we're going back to that again.
If it happens now, people are more willing to say that's not how it's supposed to be. And I think he would say that more of us are walking with us to the mountaintop, and that's, I think that's where it is. There are more people walking with us, and more every day than trying to pull us off the mountain, bring us down.
You'd be happy to know that, very pleased to know that people are banding together for all kinds of reasons, especially for voting rights, for human rights, for everybody to have an education if they needed one, wanted one. The young people, who I think he was really speaking to in his dream, are just phenomenal now. They are stepping out, stepping up, speaking out, marching, all the things that he had to do to move us on. And they've picked up the mantra, and they're just moving on. And I think he'd be smiling in his grave right now, saying, "Yeah, good kids, move on."